गौरंग गंधार्विक गिरिधारी शिष्य राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपार शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपार शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपार शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत साई महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपार शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु विष्णुपार शत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु महाभागवत श्रील गोरक्षदास बाबा जी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विश्व श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्याल्लभ विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानु गौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माय की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। All of his Śaraṇāgati kirtans ki jai. His Kalyana Kalpataru Gitavali Gitamala ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Smagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's do the Mangala Charan. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Sarasvatī Vidito Koriya Gurvan Vaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Bharati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukam Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanakarananda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoraparam Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunjavidam Smara Gaura Gadadara Kelikalam Bhava Gaura Gadadara Paksha Chara Shrinu Gora Gadadara Charukatam Vajagodruma Kanana Punjavidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vinam Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamam Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Kshiptashtakamaदितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everybody, Dandavat Pranams, Shri Devi Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, who is there? Suman Shilji. That's all. Haribol. All right, so today is going to be mostly just a reading. So we went over this song in our last Bhaktivinoda Gita session. We went over the song Keśava Tuwā. No, what is it? Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra. So actually, let's just go through the translation of the song. And then after that, we're going to read an article that Shubhananda Prabhu recommended that we read. It's Srivas translated it and published it on his website, bigdrum.us. And it goes through the 6 different schools of thought in like 6 Vedic schools of thought, or Indian schools of thought, like, philosophy, 6 schools of philosophy. Sorry, I'm a bit tired, so yeah, please don't mind my spaciness. Okay, but yeah, first let's read the translation. But yeah, I'm not going to do like our normal program. I'm not going to sing something about Bhaktivinoda Thakur and read the definition verse and all that, just because the article is a bit long. I actually haven't read it yet. I think I read it a long time ago when she was first published it, but I don't remember it. So, Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra. There it is. Okay, so this is our song for today. O Keśava, your creation is truly astonishing and diverse. Caught in the cycle of action and reaction, I meander through the forest of material existence, witnessing a myriad of displays and tricks. Forgetting your feet and enduring agony until death, I am scorched by the flames of worldly suffering. Kapila, Patanjali, Gautama, Kanada, Jaimini, and the Buddhists have all come running to me. And so let's see, what are the philosophies of Kapila, Patanjali, Gautama, Kanada, and Jaimini, and the Buddhists? So here's a footnote. Kapila is from the lineage of Agnidev. Okay, so this is not to don't get confused. This isn't referring to the son of Devahuti, Kapila Dev, in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, but this is Kapila coming from the lineage of Agnidev. He is the propounder of the atheistic Sankhya philosophy, which focuses on the material elements. And then Patanjali, he is a renowned sage who composed the Yoga Sutra outlining Ashtanga yoga practice. And then Gautama is the writer of the Nyaya Sutra, emphasizing logic. Kanada is the propounder of the Vaisheshika philosophy on atomic theory. Jaimini, propounder of the Purva Mimamsa philosophy, centered on karma as an absolute principle. Maybe if we have time at the end of this, maybe we could watch a little YouTube video on the 6 philosophies also, just to hear a little bit more details. Okay, so yeah, they all, Kapila, Patanjali, Gautama, Kanada, Jaimini, and the Buddhists have all come running to me, professing their own doctrines about you to entice me with enjoyment and liberation. They set various traps. They are all cheaters and are averse to bhakti. They simply create terrible confusion. These powerful adversaries have set up various shops to deceive those who have turned away from you. Bhaktivinoda offers dandavats to them from a long distance, for he has made the feet of the devotees his all in all. Okay, so maybe let's try out something new. We'll sing the song first and then we'll read. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna, Haribo, Nri Hari Prabhu and Pavatarani Mataji. Dandavats. Okay, let me just turn up. Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay, and as I mentioned before, this is kind of a melody I sort of made up. So, I mean, probably like the way that, if any brahmachari in the Gaudiya Math was singing it, they probably just sing it. Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Karama Vipake Bhavavana Brahmai Pekaluhu Ranga Bahu Chitra Keśava Tuwā, like that. But I'm gonna sing it in this made up melody. Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Akarama Vipake Bhavavana Brahmai Pekalo Ranga Bahu Chitra Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Vapara Vismriti Amara Jantrana Tuapara Vismriti Amara Jantrana Klesha Dahane Dahi Jai Klesha Dahane Dahi Jai Kapila Patanjali Gautama Kana Bhoji Kapila Patanjali Gautama Kana Bhoji Jaimini Bodhayao Edai Jaimini Bodhayao Edai Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Tava koi nijamate bhukti mukti jachata tava koi nijamate bhukti mukti jachata patoi o nana vida panda patoi nana vida panda Osho sabo vanchaka tuwa bhakti bahir moka So sabo vanchaka tuwa bhakti bahir moka Ghatawe vishama paramada Ghatawe vishama paramada Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Vaimukha Vanchane Bhattaso Sabo Vaimukha Vanchane Bhattaso Sabo Niramila Vivida Pasara O Niramila Vivida Pasara Dandavata Dorata Bhakti Vinora Bhelo Dandavata Dorata Bhakti Vinora Bhelo Bhakata Charana Gori Sara Bhakata Charana Gori Sara Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra Keśava Tuwā Jagata Vicitra I'll sing Mahamantra at the end. Alright, so let's begin. Let's find out what Srila Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupada has to say on the philosophy of Kapila Dev, Patanjali, Gautama, Kanada, Jaimini. And I'm not sure if he talks about the Buddhists. We'll see. Okay. Where is it? Oh, but first let's reread this explanation of the song by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Gosvāmī Maharaj. Yeah. We read this once, but I think it'd be good to read it again. So this is from Srila Śrīla Gosvāmī Maharaj's book, The Search for Sri Krishna. So he says, "O my Lord Krishna, I see that everything is available in your world, which has an infinite variegated nature. Separated from you, however, we are always feeling miseries. A continuous flow of suffering has swallowed us from birth to death, and we cannot tolerate the pain of such misery. And so many relief agents, Kapila, Patanjali, Gautama, Kanada, Jaimini, and Buddha, are running towards us, offering their solutions. Kapila has come to us with the Sankhya philosophical system of analysis, saying, 'Analyze matter, and you will be freed from all this pain.' Patanjali has come with yoga. He says, 'Hey Jivatma, come to meet Paramatma. Then all the problems of this world will go away from you.' They'll all go away from you. Come in connection with Paramatma, the Supersoul." This is his recommendation. Okay, so that's Patanjali. Now Gautama comes with logic, Nyaya Shastra, saying, There is one maker, one creator, but he is indifferent. He has created this world, finished, and then left it. You must try to live with the help of your reason. Develop your reasoning faculty and be reasonable in all your conduct. Then only can you help yourself in this world. There is no other remedy. Be a good logician, and then you'll be able to control the environment with the power of reason, and you'll be happy. Then Kannada says, Kannada. He says, by chance, atoms have combined, and with the dissolution of atoms, nothing will remain. Why do you bother? Don't care. What is fate? It is nothing. Ignore it. And when the body is dissolved, nothing will remain. Why lament? Then, with the philosophy of karma mimamsa, Jaimini says, there may be one who has connected us with this world and our karma, but karma is all in all. He is an indifferent inspector. He has got no hold on us any longer. According to our karma, we shall thrive or we shall go down. So these activities are recommended to you. If you go on with your karma, you'll be happy. Of course it cannot be denied. Karma fall, the result of karma, diminishes and is ended. But stick to good karma. Good karma. Don't do bad karma. The result of the good karma will be finished, but that doesn't matter. Again, go on doing good karma, and the good result will await you in heaven, and you will live a happy life. If anything is friendly to you, it is your karma. There is God, but he's indifferent. He is bound to serve you, whether good or bad, according to your karma. He has no independence. Then another class of philosophy is that of Buddha. Only the combination of different things has created your mental system. With the dissolution of the mental system, nothing remains. So somehow, we must dissolve the mental system. Practice ahimsa, non-violence, satya, truthfulness, and so on. It is seen that all these philosophers are talking of either renunciation or of exploitation. That means bhukti or mukti. Okay. Yeah, they're talking either of bhukti or mukti. And by setting different types of enchanting traps, enticing us with bhukti and mukti, they arrange to capture the jiva. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, but I have come to realize that all these fellows, they are all cheaters, and they all have this common stand. They have no touch of your devotion, your service. There, they are all one. They cannot deliver any real good. They are common to oppose your devotional service and supremacy, and ultimately, they leave us in chaos. But from the ultimate standpoint, I see that they are agents engaged by you to segregate the seriously diseased persons to another ward for the good of the less seriously diseased patients. It is your arrangement to segregate the hopeless persons to another side for the benefit of the good side. And they are all playing at your hand like so many dolls. They are your agents, and they are also serving you in some way, because nothing is outside you. Bhaktivinoda Thakur concludes by saying, I bid goodbye to them all. I feel in my heart that I shall show respect to all these so-called good agents from a distance. However, my only real capital is the dust of the holy feet of your devotees. I rely on that dust as the source of all my prospects. I seek to put all my energy into taking the dust of their holy lotus feet upon my head. This is everything for me. Haribol Chatamayam Ataji. I sang the song in the beginning this time. All right, so Hare Krishna. All right, so now we're going to, I haven't read this yet myself, as I mentioned before, but Shubhananda Prabhu, who isn't with us today, usually he never misses a session, and now I'm reading what he recommended, and he's not here. Anyhow, Shubhananda Prabhu recommended that we read this this article by Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupāda, where I guess he talks about these 6 philosophies. I haven't read it myself yet, so let's see. Let's see. Yeah, and that will take probably the rest of the session. It's a bit long. Okay, so this is, he wrote this or spoke it for the occasion of Vyas Puja, February 26, 1927, originally published on page 473 of Volume 5, Issue 28 of the Gaudiya. Okay, so Srila Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupada says, oh, and you can find this article, Srivas translated this and published it on his website, bigdrum.us. The followers of Sri Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyas, the crest jewel of self-realized masters, say, that being whom the Tattva-vid seers of the truth indicate to be the aggregate of Gyan, of knowledge, Geya, that which is knowable, and Gyata, the knower. He whom they indicate to be beyond the knowledge that is accessible to the senses. He whom they address with the Upanishadic word Parabrahma, in order to convey proper understanding of the nature of Vastava Vastu, the one true reality. That being who, as the all-pervading inner and outer presence, challenges his own Purna Purna Bhav, his full but also incomplete state of being, which is comprised of intertwined indivisibility and individuation. That means difference and non-difference, right? But who is in reality determined to be Paramatma, a special expansion of his Bhagavad Bhav, his ultimate state as a Supreme Lord, that reveals Vaishishta, speciality. That Sri Nandanandan, who is known in such ways, is the subject of the kirtan resonating from the lotus face and heart, from the personification of Audaryamoy Lila, the pastimes of sheer magnanimity. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is furnished with infinite and wondrously variegated virtues, adorned with forms, pastimes, and associates of pure existence, cognition, and bliss. He is Satchidananda, and illuminated with such Nam, Rup, and Gun, fully fixed on Advaya Gyan, the absolute truth, endowed with a form manifest of pure transcendence, Narigunya, and who is playfully sported with, by Chit Shakti itself. The humble request of destitute individuals like myself, who have taken shelter of the lotus feet of that Vaishnav Gurudev, who is absorbed in the service of that Sri Nandanandan, is this. Okay, my humble request is this. I am a worshipper who is utterly unworthy of performing Sri Vyas Puja, and therefore my ceremonial attempts to perform kirtan of Harikatha are extremely feeble. Nevertheless, today I nurture a great hope in my heart and follow the path shown by great personalities. Today, in the company of many noble souls who are followers of Sri Vyas, with all our united efforts, I am taking a vow of rendering service to Bhagavan. The tattvas illuminated in the heart of Chaturmukha. Is the internet still there? It is. Okay, good. 1 second. Let me just... The power just went out. So I don't have my screen. 1 second. Let me just share this. Where is it? Okay. So, what was I saying? Okay, he says, I am a worshipper who is utterly unworthy of performing Sri Vyas Puja, and therefore my ceremonial attempts to perform Kirtan of Harikatha, are extremely feeble. Nevertheless, today I nurture a great hope in my heart and follow the path shown by great personalities. Today, in the company of many noble souls who are followers of Sri Vyas, with all our united efforts, I am taking a vow of rendering service to Bhagavan. 1 second. The tattvas illuminated in the heart of Chaturmukha Brahma were reflected into the life led by Sri Narad. As successors to the efforts of the Vaishnava Guru Sri Vedvyas, we obtained detailed knowledge of all Amnaya. Amnaya is Vedic knowledge handed down in proper disciplic succession. This path has become renowned as the Shrotapat. I think it's so cool how path and pat is like, yeah, same word. Sounds good. So it's renowned as the Shrotapat, the path of what has been heard. Those who are indifferent to the guidance of Sri Vyas become intoxicated with their own sensory knowledge and give up the Shrotapat, resorting to devious logic, demonstrating their own efforts to discuss Amnaya, and thus conjure up various doctrines. Then, certain people accept those doctrines to be the Shrotapat and succumb to Vivarta, to delusion. The path of following the Mahajans, as given to the world by Sri Gaurasundar, in order to reveal the beauty and refinement of the path spoken of by Sri Vyas, is the one and only wealth of all the sadhya and sadhan of the Gaudiyas. The service-oriented nature central to the tattva of sadhya and sadhan, as seen in the seva pranali practiced by Sri Gaurasundar's followers, has become changed over the course of time by the association of devious logicians and so-called theists, which has given rise to endeavors that are rooted in abhakti, the opposite of bhakti. The path of Sri Krishna, Brahma, Narad, and Vyas, the path of Sri Krishna, Brahma, and Narad and Vyas gained renown in the world with the aid of the two Sattvata Tattvas, the Bhagavat and the Pancharatra. The Bhagavat and the Pancharatra. The Nirasta Kuhaka truth, the Nirasta Kuhaka truth itself, which is forever free from illusion, has today assumed many forms in this world due to the utter freneticism of false information, and is thus poised to more or less endanger the path of Amnaya. Instead of following, people become swayed by false knowledge, and thus the path of following becomes the path of imitation. I want to see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first verse, how is Nirasta Kuhakam translated? Nirasta Kuhaka. Nirasta Kuhaka. Power's back. I think it's Nirasta Kuhakam. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Nirasta Kuhaka means devoid of illusion. Devoid of illusion. Okay. So the Nirasta Kuhaka truth itself, the truth which is devoid of illusion, which is forever free from illusion. Okay, the definition is given right there. I just didn't realize it. It assumes many forms in this world due to utter freneticism of false information, is thus poised more or less to endanger the path of Amnaya. Instead of following, the people become swayed by false knowledge, and thus the path of following becomes the path of imitation. That is why, for the benefit of those who oppose Bhagavan and who go against the Amnaya, Sri Gaurasundar has loudly proclaimed, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahansyam. Hari Bol Shubhananda Prabhu. Yasmin Paramahansyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Aviskritam Tachrin Van Supatan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchenara. One second, I'm just plugging in my monitor again. And let me plug in my laptop so it doesn't run out of battery. One second. All right. So, the Jivan Mukta Sampradaya are the host of personalities who have reached the stage of liberation from material existence while still living amid the world, will and should adopt bhakti to attain their sadhya, our spiritual goal. Furthermore, those Jivan Muktas, they should strive personally and engage others to bestow auspiciousness upon those still situated in the stage of sadhan, thus manifesting Sri Gaurasundar's Audarya Lila, his pastime of magnanimity. In reality, the Amnaya scriptures are heard, read, and deliberated according to the divisions created by the three different subjects. Okay, Amnaya, that means this knowledge coming in a disciplic line, this pure transcendental knowledge of the scriptures. They are heard, read, and deliberated according to the divisions created by three different subjects. What are those three different subjects? Let's see. Pareshanu Bhuti, our direct experience of Bhagavan, while one is situated fully in one's own sarup, that means one's own eternal constitutional nature, establishes the Bhagavat's relationship with Bhagavan. As soon as that sambandha, that relationship is established, sadhya tattva enters. That means the truth about our sadhya, our ultimate goal and aim. And abhideya is conducted, the process to follow, to attain that goal, the abhideya, is conducted with the aim of attaining the sadhya, our prayojan. Although the sadhanabhideya, or the means of sadhan, and the sadhyabhideya, or the means of attaining the goal, may appear to be situated on the same level from a material perspective, they retain unique eternal specialities. Yes. It is in its fully ripened state. The means of sadhan manifests another unique tendency, a means that is focused on the state of bhav. And later, by the force that is prema bhakti itself, it demarcates the form of the sadhya, of bhav bhakti, via the bestrewn rays of unnata ujjvala ras. In deliberating prayojan tattva, the truth about the goal, we see mention only of prem bhakti as mukti, only prem bhakti as liberation, in the form of vishvangri labha, the attainment of Vishnu's lotus feet. The prakritavadis, or the mayavadis, with a materialistic lens, they establish a false sense of identification in false material designations. And in the realm of sadhan, they think that the efforts that originate in the perception of what is not the soul, in the gross and subtle bodies, are the main means of sadhan. Thus, thinking that the apavarga, or that the soul's release from the physical body, is the goal of their practice, they succeed only in stunting the unique functions of what is jada, or inert. In reality, however, this manner of endeavor rises from false limited knowledge and is fully incapable of deserving the title sadhya. The perception of mukti felt by the 5 types of mayavadis is experienced prior to the dissolution of the triad of existence, the knower, known, and knowledge. Hence, all that happens is vivartavad, or belief in a delusion concerning the definition of one's eternal identity, which washes away the truth of chit shakti parinamvad, understanding the transformation of the spiritual energy in processes of devious logic. We just had, Sri Devi, sorry, Sarveshwari Mataji will remember, we're discussing this. Chandramukhi gave a class on this, what is it, the Dashmula Shiksha class. So Vivartavad, that is like Mayavad, pretty much, right? It's a belief in a delusion concerning the definition of one's eternal identity, which washes away the truth of Chit Shakti Parinamavad, understanding the transformation of the spiritual energy in processes of devious logic. Then the soul's awareness of the Arnava-traya, or three oceans. What are the three oceans? That means the perceiver, perception, and the perceived. That perception of that awareness of perceiver, perception, and the perceived disappears, and consideration of the total material energy, the Mahat Tattva, and other material factors takes prominence. Under Gaudapad's guidance, dharmena gamanam urdvam, upward momentum via dharma, and other aphorisms of Ishvar Krishna, that's a 4th century Sankhya philosopher, they end up used otherwise as resources for the Kevala Dvaitavadi's Shatak Sadhan. That's a reference to Gaudapad's Mandukya Karika, which is influenced by the Buddhist concepts, and it formed the basis of Shankar's ideas. Vedanta Acharya Shripad Baladev has drawn attention to all these points in the words of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. In Prameya Ratnavali, in verses discussing Sri Chaitanya Dev's adoption of Sri Madhva's philosophy, he says, Sri Madhva Praha Vishnum Paramatma Kilamnaya Vedyancha Vishvam Satyam Vedancha Jivan Hari Charana Jushas Tartamyancha Tesham Moksham Vishvangrilabham Tada Amala Bhajan. No, it should be Taramala Bhajanam Tasya Hetum Pramanam Pratyakshadi Pratyakshadi Trayan Chetupadishati Hari Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. Shriman Madhva Mate Hari Paratama Satyam Jagat Tattvato Bhedo Jiva Gana Harer Anuchara Nichocha Bhavam Gata Muktir Naija Sukhanubhuti Ramala Bhaktish Chatat Sadhanam Akshadi Tritayam Pramanamakila Nayayika Vedyo Hari. So in other words, this is from where? It's from Chaitanya Dev's adoption of Sri Madhva's philosophy. So this is in the Prameya Ratnavali. Is that written by Baladev Vijabhushan? I think so. So he says, in other words, Sri Madhva states, 1. Vishnu is the supreme entity. 2. Vishnu is knowable through the Vedas. 3. The world is real. 4. The jivas are different from Vishnu. 5. The jivas are servants of Sri Hari. 6. There are 2 types of jivas, liberated and conditioned. 7. Attaining the lotus feet of Vishnu is mukti for the jivas. 8. Performing transcendental bhajan of Vishnu is the cause of the jivas attaining mukti. 9. Pratyaksha, first-hand experience, Anuman, inference, and Shruti, the Vedas, are acceptable forms of Praman. This is very similar to Jasmula Tattva, isn't it? I mean, not the same, but it is similar. So according to Sri Madhva's philosophy, Bhagavan Sri Hari is a supreme principle. The world, though real, is essentially different from Bhagavan. The jivas are many in number, and all are Sri Hari's eternal servants. According to the sadhana they engage in, there are differences between them, and they attain higher or lower states of being. When they give up the deformity brought about by the avidya developed in the course of forgetting Krishna's service, they attain mukti and become situated in their pure spiritual forms and experience the bliss of serving Bhagavan. Immaculate, pure bhakti that is not covered by the filth of anyabhilash, jnana, karma, and other things is the sole means to attain this mukti. Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda. these three are praman, are evidence. And Bhagavan Sri Hari alone is a subject of all the Vedas. And they describe therein, so these three are praman, and Bhagavan is alone the subject of all the Vedas, and he is described therein in the Vedas as a supreme person. Okay. And praman means evidence. What are the three types of evidence that Madhva accepts? It's pratyaksha, that means direct perception. Anuman means inference, right? And then shabda. Shabda means the scriptures. So as long as they're all in line with shabda, with the transcendental words of the scriptures, then pratyaksha and anuman are also considered praman, evidence. And Bhagavan Sri Hari alone is the subject of all the Vedas, described therein as a supreme personality. Okay. Thakur Śrī Bhaktivinoda has put into writing the three principles of Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojan, as preached by Sri Gaurasundar, as follows in Dashmula. Oh, I made a special thing to help us get the meter of Dashmula properly. Here. All right, so this is the Sragdhara meter. You can see all the green parts are long syllables, all the pink ones are short syllables. So it'd be like na 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 na, like that. Amnaya prahatatvam harimiha paramam sarvashaktim rasabdim tadbhinang shangscha jivan prakriti kavalitan tadvimuktangscha bhavad bheda bheda prakasham sakalam api hare sadhanam shuddha bhaktim sadhyam tat prittimeve tupadishati janan Gora Chandra Svayangsa. Okay. I'm not going to read it. It goes through all the verses of Srila Bhakti. So that was the sutra verse. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a verse for each one of these 10 teachings. Here, let's look at a chart. Let's see, do I have it here? Here, I think this is it. No, that's Amnai Sutra. I had it before. Let's see if it's still in my downloads. I think it should be one of the first things. Maybe I don't have it. Let's dash. Whatever. There it is. Dashmula overview chart. Here, look. This is a nice overview of Dashmula Tattva that my friend Chandrasekhar made. Okay, so Dashmula is the first Shiksha, the first teaching in Dashmula. And Dashmula means the 10 Dash fundamental root principles, tattva. So the first is praman. It means sadhu and shastra are real evidence. And in more detail, it means praman is the teachings of the Vedas received through Guru Parampara. All those teachings are known as Amnaya. The infallible evidence of the Vedas of the Smriti Shastras headed by Srimad Bhagavatam, as well as evidence such as direct sense perception, pratyaksha, that concur with the guidance of the Vedas, are all accepted as praman, as evidence. This praman establishes the following prameyas, the fundamental truths. Praman is the evidence, and prameya means that which is being proven. Pramana is the proof, prameya is the proven, basically. So what does this praman prove? So there are, remember it's organized according to Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. So most of them are, from 2 to 8 are all about Sambandha, our relationship with Bhagavan. The first 3 are related to Bhagavan himself, to Śrī Hari. And they are, Śrī Hari is a supreme absolute truth. He is Paramatattva. Then Śrī Hari is fully endowed with all potency. He is Sarva Shaktiman. And Śrī Hari is an ocean of ras. He is Rasa Sindhu. Paramatattva, Sarva Shaktiman, Rasa Sindhu. That's all related to Hari. Now, the 3 related to the Jiva. The Jivas are Śrī Hari's parts and parcels. They are Vibhinangsha, as separated expansions. Then the conditioned souls are either captured by Maya. The conditioned souls are captured by Maya, and the liberated souls are free from Maya. And then Sambandha, like everything in existence, is a manifestation inconceivably both one and different from Śrī Hari. They are Achinta Bheda Bhed. Everything is Achinta Bheda Bhed Prakash. It's inconceivably one with and different from Śrī Hari. And then the 9th tattva is Abhideya, which means it is Shuddha Bhakti is the only path, is the only sadhan, and Krishna Prem is the only attainment, it's the only sadhya. So there it is. It's a pretty helpful chart though, huh? So let's go back to the article. Sri Gaurasundar's exposition of the shortcomings in the Tattvavad branch of Madhva Sampradaya, which he demonstrated in his talks with the Ekadandis of that Tattvavadi Shaka, are well recorded in the text Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. As Sri Gaurasundar roamed through South India, he visited Sri Rangakshetra and manifested various discussions in the course of his pastimes to improve the sadhana of the Gaudiyas and to make Vishishtadvaitavad whole and complete. Accounts of this are mentioned in various places throughout the Sri Charitamrita. All the shortcomings in the books of Sri Niyamananda Muni, like Parijata Dashashloki and other texts, which would have been considered an obstacle to performing Krishna bhajan for the sampradaya following him. So Sri Gaurakrishna remedied those shortcomings during the course of his debate with Keśavacharya from Kashmir. That was Keshav Kashmiri, the Digvijay Pandit, right? Thirdly, the pastime of Srimad Mahaprabhu addressing the shortcomings of the Subodhini commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam by Sri Vallabhacharya, who appeared in the disciplic succession of the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, is also included in its entirety in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The accounts of the 4 Sampradayas founded by Sri Brahma, Rudra, and Sanaka are mentioned in a host of sacred texts led by the Vedas, Puranas, and Mahabharata. The history gleaned from the Mahabharata and other historical texts is accepted as evidence in this regard. There are a few topics that briefly explains in this context. Okay, so in Brahma's seven different births, that Vastava Satya, that real truth, has been revealed again and again. By the influence of time, that truth more or less disappears. It more or less disappears in the age of Kali. By the influence of time, that truth more or less disappears, and in the age of Kali has ushered in various avenues of doubt and debate. Okay, so the real truth in Kali Yuga becomes filled with all sorts of doubt and debate. One, In Brahma's first birth, his Manasa Janma, or mental advent. So in his mental advent, the Vastava Satya was first imparted by Śrī Narayan to the Pirnapas, who passed it to the Vaikhanasas, who imparted it to Chandra. In Brahma's In Brahma's second birth, his Chakshusha Janma, or visual birth, by the mercy of Śrī Narayan, that truth passed to Brahma and Rudra, and from Rudra to the Valikilyas. And 3, in Brahma's third birth, his Vachika Janma, or verbal birth. So in his verbal birth, his third birth, Suparna, that means Garuda, obtains the collected mantras of the Rig Veda. In that age, the Vigashasis received knowledge of that one-pointed dharma from Vayu, and from them it passed to Mahudadi, Ratnakar. In Brahma's fourth birth, his Shrota Janma, or auditory birth. So in that auditory birth, the Sattvata Dharma was preached in the Vedas along with the Aranyakas. In that age, Brahma taught Sattvata Dharma to Swarochisha Manu. Manu taught his son, Shankapad, who taught his own son, Suvarnabha. In Brahma's aforementioned 4 births, the Manasa, Chakshusha, Vakyaja, and Shravanaja, it was the Dharma of Satya Yuga that was preached. In those days, the propagation of Varnashram Dharma and the Vedic Karma Kanda had not yet begun, as it would in Treta Yuga. Pirnapa, Vaikhanasa, Soma, Rudra, Valikilya, Suparna, Vayu, Mahudadi, Swarochisha Manu, Shankapad, Suvarnabha, and other Harijans of the earliest age were all Ekayan Shakis. As there is, what is an Ekayan Shaki? That means as there were no divisions between the shakas or branches of Vedic knowledge, the Vedic rishis were known as Ekayan Shakis. Yeah, there were no branches, okay. They all believed in the same thing, the one branch of the Vedic knowledge. The aforementioned Pirnapas, Vaikhanasas, Balakilyas, and later the Audumbaras, they followed the previous 4 lineages, and even when Varnashram Dharma had been established, transformed into a type of Vanaprastha branch. Okay, so that was Brahma's 4th birth. Now, the 5th birth. In Treta Yuga, Brahma's 5th birth, his Nasatya Janma, or olfactory birth. In that birth is olfactory birth. Does that mean having something to do with the nose? Smell? Yes. Olfactory means relating to the sense of smell. So in his birth related to the sense of smell, it was from Śrī Narayan's teachings that Sanat Kumar entered the Ekantik Dharma. From Sanat Kumar, these teachings of Dharma came to Virana, and from Virana to Raibhya, and from Raibhya to Kukshi. 6. Then in Brahma's 6th birth, his Andaja Janma, or ovum birth, entrance into this Ekantik Sattvata Dharma passed from Brahma to Bahishmat, and his elder sibling Avikampana, and others. In Brahma's 7th birth, his Padma Janma, or lotus birth, these teachings passed from Śrī Narayan to Brahma, from Brahma to Daksha, down to Aditya, Viviswan, Manu, Ikshvaku, and other various Vaishnavas who became situated in Bhagavat Dharma and became well renowned. The Śrī Sampradaya originates from Ratnakar. Ratnakar comes from the ancient Vigashasi Sampradaya, which in turn originates from Vayu and manifested during Brahma's 3rd birth, his Vakyaja Janma. The Brahma Sampradaya and Rudra Sampradaya received the mercy of Śrī Narayan during Brahma's Chakshusha Janma. That's his visual birth. That was which birth was that? The 2nd one, I think? Can't remember. Anyways, their descendants, the Valikilyas, safeguarded the lineages of Brahma and Rudra. Sanat Kumar received the Ekantik Dharma from Sri Narayan during Brahma's 5th birth, or his Nasatya Janma, the birth related to the sense of smell, at the beginning of Treta. The Lord of the 14 worlds, Sri Gaurasundar, preached the true conclusion of the Vedas, which is comprised of the principles of Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. Over the course of time, 14 formidable doctrines opposed to the Siddhanta of the Vedas were propagated. They have been mentioned in the Sri Sayan Madhav in the section titled Sarva Darshan Sangraha, a collection of all philosophies. In brief, yes, Shubhananda.
From here, this starts about this Darshana and their commentary by Srila Prabhupada and how Gaurang Mahaprabhu.
Okay, great. And that's why we're reading this article, right? We're trying to understand the 6 philosophical schools of thought in India. So, okay. So in brief, they are and it says, over the course of time, 14 formidable doctrines opposed to that Siddhanta of the Vedas were propagated. They have been mentioned in the science. Okay, so there are 14 here. Huh? Okay, so 1, the Charvak Sampradaya consists of those who are inimical to the Vedas, who are Veda Vidveshi, focused on fickle material desires, Anyabhilashi, preoccupied with the senses of Adhyatmika, infatuated with the modes of material nature, Gunopasak, and atheistic, Nastik. Isn't Charvaka Muni, his whole philosophy, I think the goal of his philosophy, what was it? I remember hearing
Yavat jivet sukham jivet, runam krutva ghrutam pibet, basmi bhutasya dehasya punarāgamanam kutaha.
Can you explain it?
Current scientific approach is also same. Yeah. They don't teach in schools about this Punarjanma. Nobody talks in the scientific field about Punarjanma. There are very few research.
Can you explain what that means? I just remember like eat ghee, eat nice food, be happy. It's like it's all just like, enjoy as much as possible.
Yes, basically. Yavat jivet sukham jivet. Until and unless you are living, try to enjoy sukham jivet. Runam krutva ghrutam pibet means you take loans, but eat ghruta like ghee, cow ghee. So the eating cow ghee is the most highest material food as such. Also Vedas also describe it as a very highest food entity in every aspect. Cow ghee is very costly. At that time also it was very cost, and today is also original means pure cow ghee is quite costly today also. And he recommends that you take loans. Like we today are taking EMIs.
You should get best quality ghee, enjoy as much as possible. It doesn't matter if you go into debt.
Yes, today's world is a world of loans. Everybody is having some sort of loan. In the past period, taking loan was like a bad thing. People were bad mouthing about someone who took loan from something for some. But today, for every small and big thing, everyone is associated with this life of loneliness. Lonely, like look, we are having loan also. So he recommends taking loan. Basmi bhutasya dehasya punarāgamanam kuta. When your body becomes ashes, who knows who is going to come back? So until and unless you are alive, enjoy the life. This is the philosophy actually. And he is Pratyakshavadi. Again, the first and this Praman subject is divided in every darshan. Some darshans accept some Praman, some darshan accept multiple Praman, all these things. But he is the one who accepts only Pratyaksha. Means that is Chakshusha Pratyaksha, by which we can actually perceive by our Indriya.
If I can see it, then I believe it. If I can't see it, then I don't believe it.
No. He also don't refer to Anuman, that is inference. He just want Pratyaksha only.
Yeah, that's modern science. I only believe what I see with my own eyes.
Yes.
Nothing else.
But current science accept only 2 pramans, that is inference and this type of what we can say Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha and Anuman is accepted currently. Direct and inference. These both are accepted today.
Perception,
but Charavak accepts only Pratyaksha.
Okay, wow. So yeah, basic philosophy is enjoy as much as you can at any cost, and then you're gonna die and it's all over. So, well, yeah.
So see, recently the one word I heard about this, that is called YOLO. YOLO philosophy. YOLO means you only lives once. This is like, I think this Abrahamic philosophy also status that you only lives once. So this life is what you can do, good or bad or whatever you are. Nowadays they follow these YOLO principles to propagate enjoying propensity in the masses also. You only lives once, so make anyway happy yourself. Anyway, try to enjoy this world. So there are parties and all those things are going on.
Yes, yes. All right, let's continue on. That was Charvak. Now let's go on to the next one. Okay, so 2 is the Bodha Sampradaya consists of those who are Kshanikavadis. Kshanikavadis, yeah, Kshanika means moment. So they are momentarists who believe that everything is a fleeting, perishable occurrence. They are also gunopasaks and are tarkikas, shrewd dialecticians relying on fallacious argument.
Here,
Okay, so
Prabhu,
yes.
here also the examples of the waves of oceans is given. This is called Kshanabhangurvad in Sanskrit also. Kshanabhangur, from moment to moment, everything is going in the cycle of Utpatti, Sthiti and Lay. Means it is having birth, it is having some maintenance, and then at the next moment it is dying. And in this particular practice, we can see this Vipassana they follow. Nowadays, it is worldwide famous in both the practice Vipassana, and they by the practice of Anapan, means taking breath in and inhaling and exhaling the breathing and watching this breathing activity only. They start the practice of Vipassana, and like this everything is Kshanabhangur. Just we take the breath in, and at the next moment we breathe out. This is how the world runs. That is their actually philosophy.
Okay, very interesting.
And they try to show it practically by this practice. And then they call it as Vipassana. We have to become a third person and watch it as a third person, something like that. And this experience the world as a, that is they call dharma or dhamma. Which is the this Kshanabhangurta. We have to experience it. We know by reading Shastra only, but they want to experience it. And this practice starts with this Anapan, means observing one's breathing only.
Okay, cool. So that was, oops. All right, so then the next one, 3rd, is the Jain Arhat Sampradaya. Consists of Syadavadis, the indeterminists, or theorists of conditioned predication, who are also Gunupasakas and Tarkikas.
Sadvadi also, they are called Prayavadi also. Prayavadi. Praya means this can happen and this may also happen. They are not fixed on anything.
Okay, that's what it means, indeterminists. They're like, yeah, well, it could be that, it could be that. We don't know. It's, yeah, okay. Then 4 is the Sankhyavadi Kapila Sampradaya. Consists of those who are Nirishwar, they are godless. Nirgunatmavadis, those who believe that the soul has no attributes. And they are also Tarkikas.
Our Ayurvedic all philosophy is based on this particular Nirvishesh, Nirgunvadi Sankhya philosophy. The base of Charak Samhita is basically Sankhya philosophy.
Okay. And Tarkic, like here, Srivas gave a translation: shrewd dialecticians relying on fallacious argument. That means they're just like they're just logicians. person skilled in philosophical debate.
Yes, logic, depending on logics.
Yeah. Logician also, I guess. Okay. So then the Patanjala Sampradaya is Sheshvar, meaning it acknowledges the existence of God, but it believes that the soul is without quality. It is Nirgunatmavadi. And its members are also essentially Tarkikas. Then 6 is the Shankara Sampradaya, which consists of Jada Samanvayavadis, those who profess that harmonization of conflicting elements like matter and spirit, thinking spirit becomes matter or engrossed in matter. And that's like they're the believers of the snake, right? It's a snake or it's a rope. That right? That or also the pot and the. Anyways, so they are Shrotabhruva. They are bogus among those who have heard, or pseudo-revelationists, stringent monists, rationalistic, and inimical to Hari. But yeah, that's basically the Mayavadis, right?
Yes, this word is very. I attracted to this word, and this is used many times in next. So this Shrauta Bhuva, a very special word, Shrauta Bhuva.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Brahma Bandhu.
so-called. Bhruva means so-called, right? Like in name only, but not
Yes,
really.
yes.
And then Shrota. So bogus among those who have heard. Yeah. So-called listener, like, so-called pseudo-revelationists. Okay. So then 7. The Mimamsakas are Vakyarthavadis. They are textual. Oh God, I don't know how to say that word. What is that? I don't even know. I'm not even going to try to say that word. But they are concerned primarily with orthopraxy and oh God, I wish Srivasa just explain it in like normal language. I'm not a philosopher. I don't know what philology is. Philology. The branch of knowledge that deals with structure, historical development, and relationships of language or languages. Okay, they are also pseudo-revelationists and are sagunopasaks. They are worshippers of God as possessed of material qualities. And
They are also known as Karma Kandi. These are
okay.
from Karma Kanda.
That makes it a lot more clear. So they believe you should just do good work, do all these and follow the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, and you'll go to the heavenly planets. Okay, so then 8. The Nayayika Sampradaya are Utpatti Sadhana Drishta Vadis. They profess a primal beginning, Utpatti, the process of effort, of sadhan, and an unseen force. They recognize the authority of Shabda, of the word of the Vedas, but also accept other forms of Praman. They are also Sagunopasaks, worshipping God as a material deity.
And the Praman, the knowledge of Praman and all the subject related to Praman are the main subject of this Nayayikas. This like justice, this today's parlance is like having judiciary. They are all dealing with this
Okay.
Praman, evidences.
Yes. And Srila Goswami Maharaj, let me just find it. He explained, that was helpful. Srila Goswami Maharaj's explanation here was so helpful. It's just so simple. Wait, I'm just finding it. Whatever. I'm not going to try. But I think if I remember correctly, Srila Goswami Maharaj was saying that they say that God is real, and He created all these planets, like He created this material universe, and then He left, and now, right? Is that correct? Do I remember correctly? And so now we're on our own, and we need to figure everything out through logic. I don't remember actually. Okay, so they are also Sagunapasaks, worshipping God as a material deity. Okay, now 9. The Vaishishika Sampradaya is also comprised of Utpatti Sadhana Drishtavadis, but ones who do not accept another form of praman other than shabda. Okay, they only accept the words of scriptures, of the words of the Vedas, right? They are also sagunopasaks. They worship God. They worship God as being, under the material, like a material deity. Then 10, the Vyakaran Sampradaya, the grammarians, are padarthavadis, materialists, and are also Shota Bhruva Sagunopasaks. So they claim to be in a Shota Panta, like in a line of oral reception, so-called. But they also think that the form of the deity is material, right? That Bhagavan is under the, yeah. Okay, now 11. The Raseshwar Sampradaya, the mercurial school. They are Shaivas who have done away with tarka, done away with any kind of logic and like that. They are Bhoga Sadhana Drishtavadis, meaning they profess worldly enjoyment, process of effort, and the unknown factor. They believe in being Jivan Mukta, or liberated, while still living in this world. They are rationalistic Sagunopasaks, who believe in the use of mercury to make the body immortal. What does that mean? Do they take mercury?
Yes, again, this is again related to Ayurvedic practice, medicines also particularly. This deals with the Rasa Shastra of Ayurveda, and the Rasa, that is mercury, is the semen of Lord Shiva, and the sulfur is the what you can say, Raja English. Parvati is Raja, menstrual discharge of Parvati as such. And this together combine makes the rasa siddhi, which is mentioned here. And there are two types of siddhis, which is called deha siddhi, which is mentioned here in the article, and dhatu siddhi, means making of a gold out of other elements.
What is their practice? Like, what's their sadhan?
They are concerned with this rasa only. It's mercurial practice. Mercury, making various kinds of mercurial products and taking them, that is eating them and making body like siddha. Yes, siddha. There are many medicines also we practice today also, which are having mercury as a content. Mercury along with sulfur.
Huh. Very interesting. Okay.
Just not mercury, it is a sulfides.
Yeah. Okay, now 12. The members of the Pratyabhigya Sampradaya are also Bhoga Sadhana Drishtavadis. What is Bhoga Sadhana Drishtavadi? It means that they profess worldly enjoyment, process of effort, and the unknown factor. Anyways, okay.
Yes.
Yeah?
So this bhog is many times concerned with all bodily bhogas, basically. This rasa is used for that purpose also particular.
Okay, be like really healthy and strong and and enjoy like that. Okay. Nice and fit and healthy. Okay. So now 12. Members of the Pratyabhigya Sampradaya are also Bhoga Sadhana Drishtavadis, but they believe in liberation after leaving the physical body. Videha Muktavadi. They are also Atmaikavadis, believers that all souls are one. They are Sagunopasaks as well. They believe that Bhagavan is a material deity. Then 13. The Nakulisha Pashupata Shaiva Sampradaya also consists of Bhoga Sadhana Drishtavadis, but they believe that all souls are separate and individual, Atma Bhedavadi. They do believe in liberation after leaving the physical body and believe in God as well as unrelated. They believe in God as unrelated to fruit of work. They are also Sagunopasaks. And lastly, we come to the Shaiva Sampradaya, are Bhoga Sadhana Drishtavadi, Videha Muktavadi, Atma Bhedavadi, Sagunopasaks, who believe God is karma sapeksha, are related to fruit of work. It'd be really nice to see all these 14 things, all these 14 philosophies on a chart, and like have different categories and see what each one believes in all those different categories. That would make everything super clear. Anyway, I wonder if anybody's ever done that. But anyhow, so these, so over the course of time, these 14 formidable doctrines opposed to that Siddhanta of the Vedas were propagated. And they've been mentioned, yeah, okay. So, let's continue on. The compiler of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes, Srila Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu, who enacted pastimes as a Paramahansa renunciate, has advised materialistic Tarkapantis, dialecticians, to secure the guidance of Sri Vyas in the following shloka. Nana mata graha grastan dakshinatya janadvipan kriparina vimuchaitan gaurash chakre savaishnavan. So Srila Kaviraj Goswami, he advised the materialistic Tarkapantis, saying that Sriman Mahaprabhu liberated the South Indians, a people who were as formidable as elephants, yet caught in the jaws of various crocodile-like philosophies. He set them free by the disc of mercy and converted them into Vaishnavas. In the garb of an ashrami, a sannyasi within the Varnashram system, Tridandi-pada Srila Prabodhananda Sarasvatī became a world teacher for those following Daiva Varnashram Dharma, showing them how to adopt the Dharma of the Paramahansas. As we go about bearing his victory flag, and it is the anxious, heartfelt prayer of this sampradaya of preachers under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya that no one succumb to a vivarta, to a mistaken perception in the course of identifying us as Sri Rupanuga. The ceremonial practices of the servants of the Vaishnavas under the guidance of the Paramahansas ought not to pose a hindrance to anyone's vision of the truth due to being influenced by external, worldly, preconceived notions. The purport of saying this is that the sadhan tattva manifested by Sri Gaurasundar is not trapped by anyabilash, that means ulterior desires, karma, gyan, but in more or less all sampradayas. These things are revered as sadhan. Karma, gyan, anyabilash, they're revered as sadhan, as the practice, but not in the line of Mahaprabhu. The anyabilashis, those who have desires other than service to Bhagavan, other than Bhagavan's happiness, the anyabilashis, reaping of worldly rewards, the karmis' fleeting attainments in the afterlife, wanting to go to heaven, like that. The efforts of the self-destruction made by seekers of Nirbheda Brahma in order to achieve an absence of knowledge. That's like the Buddhists, right? So the self-destruction made by seekers of Nirbheda Brahma, or like the Mayavadis and Advaitavadis, in order to achieve an absence of knowledge, the knowable and the knower, and various other sadhya vastu goals, cannot be compared to Bhagavat Prema. To some, Bhagavat Prema does not appear to be the everlasting sadhya vastu, the ultimate, the eternal goal, but instead something that is subject to change. Their conception of sadhya, of the goal, is in the same category as worldly, or upadika, that means limited, materially designated ignorance. The discourse of such deliberation on sadhya, on the goal, and sadhan, the practice, has been put into writing by the narrator of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes, the previous guru of the Paramahansa Sampradaya, Sri Kaviraj Goswami, in the form of his upasya vastu, his worshipful object, the sacred textual form of lila as Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The sadhak's efforts to attain his sadhya are called sadhan. The present condition of the sadhak's surup gyan, or knowledge of the self, is covered by the prapancha, or the world of 5 elements, and the 5 koshas. What's the 5 koshas? That means anamoy, pranamoy, etc. Shubhananda, could you explain the 5 koshas? Do you know?
Yes, Annamay, Pranamay, Vijnan, Manomay, Vijnanmay, and the last is Anandamay.
Okay, and what does that mean?
No, I will have to see something. I know a rough idea, but in particular,
Okay.
I cannot explain the current right now.
Okay, so the present condition of the sadhak's knowledge of the self is covered by the material elements and by these 5 koshas. If the lifting of these 5 coverings is not achieved, one cannot gain any true inkling of the platform of sadhya. They won't be able to understand what is the goal. Moreover, if the blunder of considering the sadhya vastu to be something of this material world appears, one will become keenly aware of its imprudent application to the sadhya videya. That means the sadhan, right? Sadhya videya means the means to attain that goal. Therefore, although the devotee's efforts of anartha nivritti, of removing all these anarthas, may, to general eyes, seem to be a part of karma kanda, sadhan bhakti is not simply a matter of mental restraint characterized by a connection to material conditioning, upadika. It is constituted of a nirupadik, unconditional inclination towards service. And as a result of that, secondarily, it is characterized by mental restraint that is devoid of any association with attad vastu, with material objects, born of dutiya abhinivesh. That means absorption in that which is secondary. It means absorption in the material world. For this reason, or anything other than Bhagavan, basically. For this reason, it is written in the Pancharatra, Surarshe Vihita Shastre Harim Udishya Ya Kriya Saiva Bhaktir Iti Prokta Yaya Bhakti Para Bhavet Lokiki Vaidiki Vapi Ya Kriya Kriyate Mune Hari Sevanukulyaiva Sa Karya Bhaktim Ichchata Iha Yasya Hare Dasye Karmana Manasagira Nikilasvapya Avastasu Jivan Mukta Sauchate. That means, O godly sage, that which is prescribed in the scripture for the satisfaction of Sri Hari is called bhakti, sadhan bhakti, whereby one can attain parabhakti, that means prem. O sage, whether worldly or Vedic, one should engage only in those activities which are favorable to the service of Sri Hari. One who acts in such service of Hari by actions, mind, and words is considered liberated while living under any and all conditions in this world. And to describe the nature, or swarup, of bhakti, the Pancharatra says, Sarvapari vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Bhakti entails the employment of all one's senses in the service of Sri Hrishikesh, the master of the senses, which has 2 results. One, the first result is that one becomes free from material conditioning, and 2, one's senses becomes purified. Srimad Bhagavatam expresses the same idea via the statements of 1, Sri Prahlad, that famous verse, Matir na Krishne parata svato va mito vipadyeta grihavratanam adantago bir vishitam tamisram puna punascharvita charvananam. Chewing the chewed. Nate vidu swarta gatam hi vishnum durashaya ye bahirartamanina andayatandar upaniyamanas te pishatantram urudamni baddha. It's the blind leading the blind, right? Naisham matistavar urukramangrim sprishat anartha pagamo yadartha mahiya sampada rajobhishekam nishkinchananam na vrinityavat. One must bathe in the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotees. So let's see the translation of these 3 verses. The senses of those who are dedicated to materialistic life are uncontrolled, and so they enter the darkest realms of existence, repeatedly chewing the chewed. Their minds cannot be turned towards Krishna either by the endeavors of others, by their own endeavors, or by a combination of both. Not knowing their own real interests, which is to attain Vishnu, Persons who are compelled by futile desires and attached to external sensual pleasures are like blind men following other blind men, bound by the strong cords of fruit of work. Until they bathe in the foot dust of exalted devotees who are completely detached, such persons cannot become inclined to the lotus feet of Urukram, Sri Krishna. Taking refuge at the feet of Sri Krishna in this manner is the only way to be rid of anarthas. Okay, so those were the words of Prahlad. This is describing the nature, the swarup of bhakti. And then, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam expresses the same idea by the statements of Sri Prahlad. Now we come to the statements of Bharat. But also via the statements of the best of Brahmins, Bharat. He says, Rahu gunaitat tapasa nayati nachejaya nirvapanar grihadva nachandasa naiva jalagni suryar vina mahat pada rajobhishekam. O Rahugana, Bharat says, Jada Bharat, one cannot gain this knowledge by either by austerities, deity worship, taking sannyas, living as a grahasta, studying the Vedas, and observing celibacy, nor by submerging oneself in water or scorching oneself in the sun. The only way to realize this knowledge is to bathe in the foot dust of exalted devotees. And Śrīmad Bhāgavatam also explains through the statements of Sri Brahma. This is the third one. Tavar bhayam dravina deha suhrin nimittam shokas priha paribhavo vipul shashchalobha tavan mametyasad avagrahadarti mulam yavan nate ngrim abhayam pravrinita loka. Sorry, I did the wrong meter for that. Stavad bhayam dravina deha suhrin nimittam shokas priha paribhavo vipul. Yeah, like that. Okay, so as long as the people of the world do not wholly choose your lotus feet, they are consumed by concern for wealth, body, friends, and family, by lamentation at their loss, by repeated desire to gain them. Then, sorry, I didn't catch this. As long as the people of the world do not wholly choose your lotus feet, they are consumed by concern for wealth, body, friends, and family, by lamentation at their loss, by repeated desire to gain them, then ridicule for their behavior, but still they experience an intense thirst to fulfill their material desires. And when they gain such pleasures, there remains the material attachment that causes suffering, the false ego of my, I, and mine. So in these and other verses, the utility of bhakti as a sadhan has been irrevocably established as the abhideya, or the means of expressing the goal of prema, of prem bhakti, which is characterized by unnata ras, the exalted mellows of divine love. The acharyas who have appeared in this world have described Bhagavad Vastu, objects related to Bhagavan, as sambandha, Bhagavat seva, service to Bhagavan. Say, the acharyas who have appeared in this world have described Bhagavad Vastu, the objects related to Bhagavan, as sambandha, Bhagavat seva, service to Bhagavan. Sorry, sambandha, and then Bhagavat seva, service to Bhagavan, as abhideya, and Bhagavat priti as the phal, or as the fruit. Okay, the objects related to Bhagavan are sambandha, service to Bhagavan is the abhideya, and Bhagavat priti is the fruit. Then afterwards, because their successors accepted service mixed with anyabhilash, karma, gyan, as the sadhan characterized abhideya, they pretend to have forgotten the basis of eternal bhakti. In truth, because the soul's immaculate tendency, bhakti, becomes covered, then the teachings Sri Vyasadeva in the Vedas regarding karma and gyan do not align with the instructions of his own guru. This is why in the first chapter of the first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, we come to know Sri Vyasadeva's immaculate vision of the Vastava Vastu as, the absolute truth. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak prani hite male apashyat purusham purnam mayam cha tarapashrayam yaya samohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam paropi manuternartham tatkritam chavipadyate anarthopashamam shakshad bhakti yogam adhokshaje lokasya janato vedvansh chakre satvata sanghitam yasyam vai shuryamanayam krishne paramapurushe bhaktir utpadyate pungsa shoka moka bhayapaha. By thus focusing his mental faculties via the perfect execution of bhakti yoga, free from any material contamination, he beholds the Supreme Person along with the illusory energy of Maya under his full control. Bewildered by that Maya, the jiva thinks of himself as material, though superior to those three modes of Maya, and thus he suffers material miseries. People do not know that these anarthas, these pointless vices, and the ensuing suffering can be directly removed by bhakti yoga for the transcendental Lord Adhokshaj. Therefore, Śrī Vyasadeva compiled this Sattvata Sanghita. Just hearing this narration causes bhakti for Krishna, the Supreme Person, to arise, whereby all lamentation, illusion, and fear are extinguished. In Śrī Gaurasundara, so that's the translation of those verses of Bhagavatam. So, in Śrī Gaurasundara's conceptual pranali, or formula, regarding sadhya and sadhan, we find the same supreme truth of Bhagavatam. This is why one of our previous acharyas follows Śrī Gaurasundara's teachings in writing the following. One of our acharyas follows Śrī Gaurasundara's teachings in writing the following. My Gurudev loved this verse. He would quote it all the time. Aradya Bhagavan Vrajeshyatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachirupasana Vrajavadu Vargena Ya Kalpita Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartha Mahan Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatradharo Na Para. Śrī Gaurasundara's conception of sadhya and sadhan is presented in this verse. Krishna Prema is the greatest achievable object of all that is worthy of being sought. If one is to attain that goal, one has to utilize the assistance of the senses. In the present conditioned state, the knowledge that arises from our senses is our only resource. For the whole time from our birth till our death, this sensory knowledge is our only aid. It is by the assistance of this indriyaja gyan that we gain the capacity to roam this world, that is a transformation of Bhagavan's Achit Shakti, his material energy. This transformation of Bhagavan's material energy, this Achit Shakti, acts in an unfavorable manner and increases our absorption in Maya. And it becomes increasingly evident that we cannot detect any sign of anything other than objects that are transformations of that Achit Shakti. However, the personification of Audarya Lila, pastimes of magnanimity, Śrī Gaurasundara, in order to convey our true welfare to us, has first orchestrated the threefold miseries in this boundless, fragmented samsara that is agitated by the force of time, and has then personally provided the song of Śrī Bhāgavat, as told by Vyasadeva, in order to uproot those threefold miseries. Then again, in order to fill the lackings in the sampradayas taught by his associates, he has come himself in the guise of an acharya and freely distributed his own esoteric practice of bhajan. Therein, we come to see that from among thousands of angas, thousands of limbs of bhakti, Sri Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhu selected in writing 64 types of sadhan bhakti angas, and of those, the 9 types of bhakti maintain their prominence. Then again, of those, 5 types of service are more rewarding, and among those, Shri Nam Sankirtan alone is the one topmost indispensable limb of bhakti. Though the other limbs of bhakti must be practiced, Shri Nam Kirtan alone is glorious above all. The kirtan that is expressed in Shri Bhagavan's own Vani, or utterances, which take shape as service to Shri Nam, are such that as soon as they are heard, they enter the caverns of the ears and through hearing, etc., situate us within 2 types of wondrous eternal activities by way of receiving darshan of Bhagavan's Shri Rup, his beautiful form, grasping his divine gun, his qualities, appreciating the specialities of his associates, and becoming situated in his pastimes. We then forget the perishable names, forms, qualities, and activities, and we forget the material names, forms, qualities, and activities, and transcend the kingdom of the material energy, becoming situated in the regions of Vaikuntha and Goloka, etc. We do not take our present perishable bones, flesh, marrow, and related possessions to that place. The sole sadhana to attain this total perfection is Vaikuntha Nam Kirtan. Though Śrī Nam of Vaikuntha may appear to be of a comparable categorization as the Mayik Nam, illusory name, there is a difference of heaven and hell between them. We're almost at the end. Sorry, I didn't realize this is so long. Okay. Objects within the scope of the material energy are names that come from titles that are providing information regarding the state of existence. And the Nam that points to Vaikuntha, these two differ from each other according to the capabilities that originate from their inherent Shakti. Vaikuntha Nam is non-different from the Nami. He's non-different from the one who's named. The multitudes of Mayik Nam, of illusory names, however, are different from the entity that can be verified through the states of being perceived via the eyes and other various senses. Vaikuntha Nam is eternal, pure, whole, liberated, the form of Satchid Ananda Ras, and it is Chintamani, it is a wish-fulfilling gem. And Mayik titles, material names, are temporary, incomplete, ensnared in material bondage, fragmented, impure, and segregated. Therefore, if someone thinks of Vaikuntha Nam as simply a name that refers to an illusory, segregated, perishable object, then this conception will present as an obstacle to the performance of Nam Bhajan. This is precisely what Sri Gaurasundar has referred to as Nam Aparad, or Vaishnava Aparad. Just an uneducated child ignores the words of a knowledgeable teacher and meets with suffering. So just as an uneducated, I forgot to put that word as. Just as an uneducated child ignores the words of a knowledgeable teacher and meets with suffering, those treading the path of bhakti may disregard the words of Sri Gaurasundar and instead follow some other person, an individual who is absorbed in the secondary, the Dvitiya Abhinivisht, and think them to be an acharya. If that happens, then their path to auspiciousness will have been beset with thorns. Sri Gaurasundar states, Trunarapi sunichena, tororapi suhishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. One should be more humble than a blade of grass and more tolerant than a tree, without any desire for respect, but giving respect to all others. In this manner, one should constantly perform kirtan of Hari. And now he gets this verse. Niskinchanasya bhagavar bhajan mukhasya param param jigamishor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishayinam atayoshitancha ha hanta hanta vishabhakshat shanotopya sadhu. Alas, alas, for those who are without material ambition and inclined to perform Bhagavad Bhajan, who truly seek to cross the vast ocean of material existence, seeing a man or woman engrossed in sense enjoyment is more detestable than drinking poison. Of all the inconveniences that appear at the time of performing Sri Nam Bhajan, the thirst for material enjoyment and the thirst for mukti, which represent a mentality that is directly contrary to the relationship between sevya and sevak, servant and master, pose the main obstacle. That is why we must discuss and study in every way possible the pastimes enacted within this world by Sri Gaurasundar and his associates. And it is that path of the Mahajans that we are to follow at all costs. It is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, Etam samstaya paramatma nishtam adhyasitam purvatamar maharshibhi aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundangri nishevayaiva. I will cross the insurpassable ocean of material existence by becoming fully devoted to the lotus feet of Sri Mukunda, as approved by the great sages of old who are firmly devoted upon Paratma, the Supreme Soul, Sri Krishna. Giving regard to any type of sadhana other than that described in this verse will simply be a waste of our time. We shall simply adopt the following sort of preaching presented by Tudandipad Śrī Prabodhananda and progress along the path of kirtan. So this is a verse by Prabodhananda Sarasvatī Thakur. Dante nidaya trinakam padayor nipatya kritva chakakushatameta ahang bravimi he sadava sakalameva vihaya durad gauranga chandra charane kurutanuragam. With a piece of straw between my teeth, I fall at your feet and beseech you in 100 ways to say this, O saintly person. Relinquish all that you have learnt and simply develop loving attachment for the feet of Gauranga Chandra. Jai, Jai Shachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. That's a very nice ending verse right there. Relinquish all that you have learnt and simply develop loving attachment for the feet of Gauranga Chandra. All right, so that was quite a full-on article by Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Thakur Prabhupada, another article that he wrote for Vyas Puja. We went through that other article. That program was 3.5 hours on Guru Purnima Day. Now here's another one. So I'll just end with a short kirtan. And but yeah, that article I wasn't able to understand everything, but I think now that I've read through it once fully, now the next time I come back to it, I'll understand it a little bit more. And the next time I come back to it, I'll understand it a little bit more. And that's how I see these kinds of things. When I'm not able to grasp everything, I just see it's the first time. All right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Gurudev Ki Jai, Śrīla Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Śrīla Prabhupāda Ki Jai, Śrī Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swapashad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gana Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keśava Shacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams Nari Hari Prabhu Bhavatarini Mataji Shri Devi Didi Anadi Krishna Prabhu Chattamai Mataji Hari Krishna. And let's see who's all there on YouTube and Facebook. Where is that? Ah, shoot. Somehow I lost the thing, so I'm not going to be able to see everybody who's there. I'll see who's on YouTube, I think. Anyhow, Dandavat Pranams everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. Haribo Vidyalala Sadidi and everybody else. Hare Krishna. All right. Wow, today went on 50 minutes over our regular time, 1 hour. So thanks for sticking with me all the way till the end. I didn't realize this article was going to be so long, but I'm happy I read it once, and I'm, yeah. As I mentioned, the next time I read it, I'll be able to understand more, and I will just continue like that. So tomorrow is going to be Dainik Nadia. Okay, Anadi Krishna, I'll send you that article, yes. Yeah, because I also, when I was reading it, I didn't fully understand everything, so I want to go back to it as well, and I really want to understand those 14 philosophies, understand them more clearly. So I'll send that article. It was published on bigdrum.us. That's Srivasa's website. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, tomorrow is Sunday, so that means our Dainik Nadia Prakash reading with Srivas. So I look forward to seeing you all for that. The day after tomorrow, oh, and tomorrow is also Lokanath Goswami's disappearance day, so maybe we can sing a couple kirtans for Lokanath Goswami as well. And then the day after tomorrow, we will continue our Bhakti Vinod Giti Dhara program. I think we're going through the song Tuwā Bhakti Pratikul, JJ Kar. I think so. All right. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Hari Bol. See you tomorrow. Hari Bol. Chatamai.